Hello, hello, beautiful people. I am so happy to join you today for a little bit of scrappy fun. I have pulled out a few Studio Calico cards from the June kit and some printables that I think I might want to incorporate, and a few stickers and letters and numbers from a snap collection. So let's get started. I have 4 photographs that I want to incorporate into the layout, the spread for the day. And all outside shots actually just dawned on me. But hey, it's summertime, so why not? So I really love that yellow card. It absolutely just screams summertime. And I love that green currently card. However, what I want to do is to create a balance on both the left and the right side of this particular layout. And so that yellow printable that says life is, I think works well. I'm just kind of quickly going through my other printables. I keep them in this folder by my desk to see if anything else really jumps out at me. So I'm good with that. And I'm going to use this blue 4x6 card that is also a printable. So I'm going to trim that down just a bit and use that on this page. I think the blue in that 4x6 card picks up the blue of the water and also in my son's shirt on the top right hand. So this yellow Life Is card is just adorable, and the font is super fun. So I think that's the right direction to go with this spread. Just kind of trying to see what I have around me. Not sure of the direction I want to go, so I'm going to go ahead and trim up the corners. That always gives me a moment to kind of ponder what I have and to take a look or two at what I'm working with. One of the things that I'm really enjoying with my youngest is getting outside and jogging and bike riding. He loves to ride his bike. I try to get him to jog with me, not so much. So I usually jog behind him. And although we often take the paths in the neighborhood, sometimes we like to go quote unquote off-road and cross a stream or two. Or find some rocky paths to take a little adventurous turn on. And so I really love having this photograph here, and I'm going to incorporate that journaling into this particular spread. So now I have pulled out one white tag with some light blue dots from Michaels, and I'm also looking, I believe this is Fancy Pants collection of some summer tags as well. So I'm really loving that circular adventure tag. Totally appropriate for that bike photograph. Now what I'd love to do is to have a little bit of brown on the left and a little bit on the right, in the same way that I'm trying to balance the colors with the yellow on the right and the yellows on the left. So at this point, I didn't really pre-pull any embellishment, so I'm just kind of digging around me in my bowls and in the baskets to see if anything else really jumps out at me and I might want to use it. So these stars are from several months ago, a Studio Calico kit. So I think that blue star is perfect, and I just love that round tag, divine. So that's done. I mean, that has to be the easiest embellishing ever. So now I'm trying to see what I want to do next. That little arrow is cute. It could work. This little scallop yellow doohickey, again, cute, could work, but I'm not convinced. So I pull out this printable. This is Studio Calico, and I am going to use this one on the page. If you see my hands flailing about a bit and doesn't seem to fit my voice, one, I'm doing a voiceover. Initially, I thought that I would do a process video and it would just be posted in time. But then my son came in the room, and then my husband came in my room, and so it was clear that I was not going to be able to do it that way. So anyway, that's why it may seem a little bit odd with my hands flailing about. So these Heidi Swapp, they're acrylic letters, cute, They were on clearance like for 50 cents, but a no-go for this spread. So not sure. I did not want to use my black Tim Holtz letters. Just trying to stretch a little bit and do something different. So I was looking for some other options. I'm going to go with these pink thickers. These are uber old. I mean, probably like 4-ish years old. But the pink is fun, which works. But also the pink gives me a third color to kind of add some extra oomph to this page. I probably could have gone with red given the fact that my son has on red shorts, but that wasn't what I saw in my stash. So I recently spent a little time with my Cricut and cut out a bunch of random words and phrases. And so I'm just looking through my little stash, and I'm going to go with friend. That works well. These two little kids have been friends since they nursed and were in diapers. I also stepped away and completed my journaling. Unfortunately, I made a couple of typos, and so I pulled out my Tim Holtz and some other letters to correct the typos. I often have typos in my journaling, and if it's fairly minor and small, I don't worry about it. I know from generations from now, a typo is not going to matter to the grandkids. But in this case, it just messed up the whole thing. And so I went on and tried to fix it using the Tim Holtz letters and phrases. So now I'm on to this photograph with my 14-year-old. So he no longer likes to get in the pool and just frolic, or at least he does so less often. I suppose if he's with other teenagers and they're kind of hanging out at the pool, maybe, but usually he is poolside. He's got his headphones on, his sunglasses on, and he is not in the water. So this photo absolutely captures where he's at and his whole little 14-year-old attitude thing that's going on these days. Lord help me getting through the teen years. The 10-year-old is so much easier. Anyway, I'll survive. So, what next? Okay. Yeah, I could talk all day about having a teenager. I wasn't ready. Although he's still sweet. Okay, I don't know what to do with this stinking tag. I love the little blue dots on that white tag, but it just is not fitting. In the end, I'm going to use this little snap sticker. If you see to the right, there's a whole kind of sticker sheet, and each one says like number 1, number 2, number 3. And so a couple times I've used them. This says number 26, which works perfectly for this week. But now what I need to do is add my WK. And I'm going to play around with these white thickers, which I love the font, but I quickly discovered that that font is not working on this title card. 1, too big, doesn't work with the arrow. 2, the font is competing with the word summer. So I move on. So instead I decide to try the snap-on letters. And I'm going to go with pink again to balance the pink on the right side of the page. It's a slightly different hue, but I think it's okay and it still works. So that's a pretty simple embellishment or way to complete my title card. So that's about it. I do need to stamp the dates on my title card. Oh, and the pool side, I felt like it just needed a little splash of color. So I pulled from the snap-on stickers this little phrase that says summer break. And we are good. This layout took me 43 minutes. Dude, I mean, I cannot say that's a record for me. I never scrap that fast. So it was so much fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks so much, as always, for your kind comments and hugs.